the brown and blue again, the Van Dyke brown and the ultramarine blue. In order to make a dark colour, and for the green on the sunflower there. I don't really mind the bee.
Oh no, this is cursed. I got bit somewhere when I was teaching.
Oh, did you?
I was just trying to get out the door.
I think I might do something with stencil for this actually. Maybe some of those sunflower leaves. Good. Yeah, I think it's kind of there, really. I still find it really helpful to keep my eyes half closed so that I'm not seeing too much. I'm just seeing the general darks and lights as they travel around here. And there's a kind of a dark in here. This thing's quite dark over here too. And then of course there's another daisy there. Put a bit of yellow on there now and just indicate the centre of it maybe. There's a way of finding its position. Well, I think that might be an orangey colour for the centre of the daisy that's in the shadow actually. It'll be a bit more muted than that, but it's got a kind of that kind of thing going on, I think. Maybe that, I think. And I mean, the rest of it will be darker too, so it's okay. And then there's the, I might actually put on some white acrylic. I usually have a few of these tear-off palettes for this kind of thing, you know. It's handy to have a few different surfaces you can just quickly reach for if you want to put a different colour, especially if you're using white. Like, I don't want the darks there to be, as my friend Damien Callan says, adulterated by the light, you know, by the white. Do you know Damien? Damien Callan, he's a painter in Edinburgh. He runs classes and has done for years at Wasp Studios in Dalry before they closed down. Anyway, he's great. I learned a lot of things from him about the creative process, I think, without really knowing. It was, you know, you just go along to things and realize actually I'm getting a lot of this. Do you know, that kind of unknown quantity. Very kind, I suppose, as a teacher. No. So I put the white out because I actually do want some of that brown and blue in it, because I want to make a kind of a greyish white here, because still I don't think it's as, I think generally I want this to read as lighter than the greens around it, but not so completely white that it's as bright as the background, because it's not. So I'm just putting on a general shape for the sunflower there. It's kind of mid-tone, I think, between the darkest and the lightest bits of the petals is what I've got here, I think. It's brighter as we go that way. I might put some of that same light just on that bit there. Somehow, I think that's an area of contrast. So this is kind of a triangular space that will open myself. I can look at great things on a brush and a triangular space that sits between the bundle of petals down here and the ones that are shooting up that way. Going up that way. Sometimes just finding an edge is helpful. Maybe another one coming in there, but I think that's for later. Let's see now. Yeah, the oranges, like, I could do with putting in those, couldn't I? No, what have we got? Something that they're going to do. I think this one is very flowery looking, but sure. I just want to do something to bring variety in. To bring a bit of variety into how the paint is applied and different things. So, yeah, I was going to use that flowery thing. I think I'll just use this one. It's more a horizontal one. Keep going for new brushes because the ones that I've got the colours on them that I'm using already, like, and I want to keep them available to me. Mind you, you know how acrylic dries quickly as well, so I need to watch that the paint doesn't dry on the brushes. Now this is going to be a disappointing orange for the marigold. It's shining so brightly there, but I think I bought with me, above my oil paints, I've also got ink, you know, this really bright ink that could be used over the top to capture the brightness of the light on that. Is it a marigold? Maybe it's not. I don't know, whatever flower that is that sits there between the two delphiniums. Anyway, I've just said that it's orange at least. That's it. And then there'll be one kind of over here-ish. What I could do there in order to get back the brightness of the... I think I could just put a touch of white down and let it dry a bit. Not fairly flat, because orange and green are so much opposites that it's a long climb to try and get it to orange from the green underneath it. So putting the white on will let me retrieve the bit of brightness of the orange when I later put it on there, I think. And there's a lemon yellow. There's a lemon yellow right up there. I could use that flower, yeah. Kind of half talking to myself in case you don't understand me. But feel free to ask. There might be some rhyme to the reading. Okay, so I've got lemon yellow here now, which looks to me like that flower that's up there to the right of the tallest delphinium, which is actually, I think, a bit taller, or it's longer this way. They might be a bit longer that way, those two delphiniums. A bit more purple there and there. So there's not such a big gap, I don't think, between it and the daisy below. You know. The daisy will extend up a bit too, of course. And so that thing might come down as well. Like, yeah, do you know what? Now I'll just tweak it off again. There's a quote by Paul Klee. He said, "Make chance essential." I really love that. You know, that kind of idea of not being in full control of what's happening and being open to be surprised yourself, like. And so sometimes in the adjusting, things happen that you wouldn't choose to do, but actually excite you again about the painting. So this is kind of shooting off there somewhere, I think. That yellowish, there's a yellowish flower up there. Okay, back to the brush there now, and then use some green. Okay, put those in the water. Really smallish, this one is here. So I think I might use some green again to to find again those leaves that are maybe over here. Yeah, something there. So just get the hooker, it's hooker's green I'm using. See, I like to be able to hold the palette up so that I can see what I'm trying to make colour-wise. There's some more in there. And it's that thing, you know, there's another quote about a wild goose. You can make a wild goose tame, but you can't make a tame goose wild. And I like to remember that because it keeps me being broad at the early stages, making moves that are from the shoulder and extending beyond. And then you can work back in. Whereas if there's a tame goose, it's hard to then make it wild. Whereas I was teaching in Wales one time and they said, I've got a wild goose and we could never tame it down. So there is that too. It happens as well with paintings. Doesn't always, but it's I think it's worth the risk. So to extend beyond and then be able to find your way back in by doing something, you know, it might cause you to do something new and different. When you've pushed it beyond the thing, you have to find your way back then. And it seems to me that it works with the creative process, that kind of spiralling in and spiraling out again. But there's a lot of the going out the way early on, I find. If I want to be in, if there's enough, I want to have enough energy in it to proceed all the way through. Just going to straighten up the easel even a little bit more. Oh, no, I'm not. That's it. It's fine. You can just do it in front of that actually. Okay. And the pink, so something pinkish. Permanent magenta. And I mean it is backlit, so these will be carved out, chiseled, you know, it's lovely like coming from here as well. But I think the, are they Japanese anemones?
Yes.
Yeah. I think they're going to be backlit. So I kind of want to give them slightly darkish hint. Come back in there a bit now. It's my first time using a jade cloth. I just found one in my bag. It's kind of good to lift out. Where did I put the magenta thing? I was thinking I might keep going with the acrylic until there's something there for everything. And if we wanted a break, then we could have a break. Or you could just have a cup of tea and I could keep going.
Can I just ask you at the beginning, you mixed brown with the blue. What was the brown? Was it not sienna?
It was actually Van Dyke brown.
Van Dyke brown.
Yeah, and Van Dyke brown is different depending on the people that make it. Yeah, I like the Winsor and Newton one, although Galleria, no, that's Galleria. Anyway, I don't know. Yeah, so I think really any dark brown and any dark blue will give you a nice dark colour, you know. I wanted to knock the heat out of knock the colour out of the blue a little bit there.
Do you do that a lot with the primaries? You knock them back?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, like consider if I feel like something is, well, let me see now. I kind of like to have something to draw out again at the end. Like I like to be able to pull out that contrast. So I suppose having it somewhere in the flux, like in the middle.
So So if you knock it back in the beginning, you then can have it pure in the end.
You can put it
In
out in the
parts.
end in parts, maybe, yeah. With the oil paint often, I quite like to come in with a bit of oil for things like the sunflowers and stuff, or ink and oil pastel might also work, or thicker acrylic maybe. But there's something lovely about the kind of floundering part of it where you're finding things and grappling with it, you know, doing your best to locate the stuff, and then, in fact, that daisy is kind of annoying with that triangle there.
If you were using oil for the similar technique,
Sorry?
if you're using oil, would you be using mediums in it or just straight as you're using them from the tube?
I'll show you actually, because I think I will use oil in this one.
Alright, okay.
So later on I'll do that.
Right, alright.
And I think I have got medium, but it's more to wash the brushes. I like to chisel out things and have them, if I wanted to sit on top, floating on top like light does on a petal, I want the oil paint to do the same thing. So I wouldn't dilute it that much or extend it with any thinner or anything so much, usually anyway. Put a bit more yellow there. And I think it's a good idea to wear latex gloves, you know. My friend gave me a pair, but I just don't use them. And maybe now is a good time to put the orange on. It's not that colour orange really, it's got a bit more yellow in it, I think. Something there for that. And then there's the one that sits between the sunflower and an arc, and a bearish. And we'll put some lemon yellow into that maybe. I don't know when I've tried it. Maybe just a bit more orange. Are you okay there? Are you feeling a bit static? Are you needing to kind of jump around a bit? Stand up and shake it off or anything? Are you okay?
Does
I
anyone
find it.
want a tea or coffee?
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. Do you want to have a cup of tea or something?
Yeah, I'll put
And I mean, I might carry on if you're okay with that.
I'll just put this on and then if you do
Oh yeah, we've got. Yeah.
Can I ask another question? Maybe, could you do this similar on canvas? I know you use card, but could you do it on canvas? What sort of backgrounds would you tend to use? Obviously use card here, what else would you use? You put in oil on it. Would you be okay with the oil on that? Or could you actually do this similar technique on a canvas?
Is the oil okay on this? Is it?
Yeah.
Well, I was looking it up again, and they say that acrylic is a good sound primer for oil.
Yeah.
And the way that I use it isn't like really thick acrylic and then thick oil, so I feel like it's okay. It's never caused me any problems. And as far as, I think it was Winsor Newton that did a bit on it, and they said they've never seen any issues with oil over acrylic. But I suppose like, and I think like they used to laminate this onto board, so you could adhere it to a board so that it's more, you know, you wouldn't have to play behind glass then. But I just love this paper. It's great. I can give you a piece going. We've got another sheet of that, so you can pull up and, you know, you can have a piece to try. If you want, it'll be a very small piece. But yeah, I like it. I used to use the SAA Artist acrylic paper, but that was too small. It was half the size, and also it stopped doing it because that allowed you to wipe away as well. I think I love this being able to, like I say, engage with it and make an edge extend way beyond where it needs to be, and then come back in. You know, there's something in that bold. I think it encourages us like to feel bold, to do something broad like that. And it captures more than, I think there's something about that means then that it's more than where it hits the page, because it's got an energy to it that's kind of wider than the thing. I'm not exactly sure about all of that, but there's something like that. It feels good for me anyway to be physical. I think that's probably the main thing. I might end up cutting off that lovely Japanese anemone, because it's just annoying me. I don't know what to do with it there. So I think I'll just lift it out again. I love them, like, but it's just I think this is kind of working. Like there was something there. Yeah. So, yeah, but feel free to, have a cup of tea and have a chat and things like that if you want to. I am probably going to keep going, I think. It's a bit antisocial. I guess I'm going to want to keep it up, I don't feel like I want to.
It looks like such an momentum.
Yeah, that's a good word, momentum, yeah. And there's something about like muscle memory and having seen it and knowing the direction of things. I kind of want to use that in me. I don't know. Yeah, it feels good. So there's really some weight in that. To even stop it from being touched by the purple underneath it, and then maybe you'll know what to do with it. Just makes it a bit more opaque and maybe I'll do the oil paint fairly soon actually. Although, what time have we left?
10 to 3.
Oh, okay, so we'll finish at 4. Maybe I could do a bit more down here and things, and then do something with the oil maybe. Making kind of foliage that's, it's nondescript really, layers of foliage, and you can kind of find shapes with the stencils that help you to get a curve without being careful about a curve, Yeah, I don't know how I started using them in the first place.
What are your stencils? The plastic?
I think they're plastic, yeah.
Just
No, I got a set of these ones. I'm sure you can get them from independent art shops. I got them on Amazon.
Yeah, I have mine on Amazon. Just or even just
Have you got them as well? Yeah. I think these are the circular nature ones or something. And then people, like I teach courses online and stuff, and people send me them from, if they've ordered them and got 2 by mistake, they send them to me. I get loads of materials that way actually. And they're lovely people, I mean they do want to give me things. But so that's where I got some of these other ones, like there's sets of like ferns and different things in that set. And then those ones have flowers and things. But like I've been painting it once, even painted the sky with the flowery stencil, just to give it something like a bit of depth, There's a kind of, I think it's, and it feels like fun as well, because you're not in control of it completely really.
Let's use other slightly different greens over the greens and you still get a shape.
That's right, yeah. They can all, yeah, that's true there, yeah. Could maybe do that a bit more, couldn't they? The lighter, maybe a lighter green. So if I put a bit of yellow into the hooker's green there, I don't like being done with the ground tone trying to get the colour there. But hooker's green and soft green. Yeah, hooker's green and soft green are the 2 that I was using mostly. And I kind of want to leave something to chisel out with the oil paint as well. So the chaos is, I think, to be a certain amount of chaos, and foliage and everything can be helpful. And I think what I need is a big shape, some big leaves in here. I don't know if that'll be that visible really. Kind of like the bit of yellowy green coming in.
Okay. Okay, let's see now.
That sap green you had. That sap green you were using there.
It wasn't actually, but I don't know where I put my sap green, so I was trying to make it with the Huffy's green mixed with the lime yellow. And the yellow coming in, I think, is I like the yellow coming in there, but on the outside, and the leaves that are being influenced by the light coming in from the window. I've been wondering if I want to do something. If I want to do something with the background, maybe. Oh, it is going back to me. This one needed to be.
There's so many twisty things.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it's
it's quite
impressive, you know.
confusing. It goes flat, you see. It's quite handy.
For watercolour too, yeah. I was thinking there, I wouldn't mind something different in the background on one side, but I'm not sure. Well, first I'm going to just put in something deeper in tone for the jug, the bottom of the jug, particularly, I reckon. Really. Maybe some more blue. Some more tape again. I think it just needs to come over there a bit more. And that'll come down there. Stick that on with a bit of. I think the big mouse is too big. It's funny, isn't it, when things annoy you? The thing is thinking you, yeah. No! Oh god. I just wanted to, in every move I want to feel free. You know, I don't want this sense of restriction coming in really. So anything that allows me to keep making different moves without being careful is helpful, I think. Sorry.
Oh, that's ruined.
Sorry.
That's ruined everything.
Sorry!
it's not my family. My children is fine. I know. A nice ringtone as well.
On the table.
Oh, there it is. Thank you. Because I thought I might do something a bit darker actually with that mark that I'm making, with the patterned mark I'm making. Can you see all right back there? And this bit. And like Kat was saying, I don't mind if anyone wanted to move around a bit or anything. I think maybe at 3:30. If I haven't started doing something with the oil by then, I think I will. Maybe there's just, kind of want to put some turquoise in there or something. See what I've got now. Bet you I didn't bring my, there's turquoise ink somewhere. Nothing there. What is that? I mean, that's cheap acrylic, but. Or maybe cerulean blue.
Turquoise ink in here if you want.
Alright, hang on a minute, I just think I do have a box of ink as well here.
Phthalo turquoise?
Oh, that sounds nice, yeah. Let's try it. Phthalo turquoise.
I love the inks.
What's the name of it?
It's acrylic ink. I don't know.
THDLO, I think it is. It's the colour, you know.
I love the names of colours.
Acino, not sure. So if I've got a superstition around, like, some weird fucking thing. I can't, you know, I need to work with it like that.
I know.
I don't know. We seem to get something there, I'm not sure. But there's some weird thing with me. Alright, I'll just try it. I'm going to try it on the white here. It's a lovely colour. I love phthalo turquoise. Look, it looks like that. It is lovely. I think that's a good call. I just want to move it on a bit in some way. I'll change the water now. Thanks for all this water. I'm going to use the 2-inch brush now, okay? It probably is going to drip actually, so I'll just move the thing underneath.
There's more mats here if you need another one.
I'll just move this, I think, over here. Am I going to travel down that way?
If you need another one, just scrub that.
Oh, good. Hopefully that'll catch the bulk of it on there. Where'd I put the brush now?
Okay.
It's a very interactive front row here. Already without you. Alright, so what do I do here now? I think I just do that actually. Sorry, but I don't think it's hit anything.
Oh, you're fine.
No. I'm saying I'm really taking liberties as though it's my own home.
Oh, you're fine.
But it's actually okay. It's catching, there's an extra thing is handy. Okay. Maybe just one, something there maybe. I don't know now. There need to be a 5-minute break before wiping all this away and doing some sort of, I think I will do that. I'll clear everything up, let that dry for a few minutes, and put the oil paint out and do something with the oil. And that'll be us then. Even if, you know, at least just bringing something up into a certain level of detail, I think would be no harm. So whether it's the daisy or the sunflower or a few other things. Okay.
What was your process of thinking about putting turquoise on?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was because I was a bit bored, like I was starting to feel like
You just needed something to.
I thought it was being a little bit safe or something, or that it's all the same all around. It's not exciting to me. As soon as that kind of comes in, I just, you know, that's like, danger! Straight away do some fucking thing, no matter what it is, especially as wild as it can possibly be. And then it's like easing up again in my body, because it feels like I don't know what's going to happen and how am I going to work with that. And but it feels like I think it was a good colour, because it feels like it kind of works, and it makes you feel okay anyway. It's okay. Sometimes you do that and you're like, okay, not that, but only through doing it do you know. So you can wipe away that and do something else, and you've moved yourself beyond that thing. Because I think complacency is a real, like, you know, you can feel your energy dropping when you know what's going to happen. Something like that. I think Picasso said, if you already know what it's going to look like, why bother doing it? There's all of that stuff.
How long on average does it take you to get into the zone? From where you start?
It's a funny thing, you know, I love doing things like this because I'm compelled to perform in some way. I feel like I call it perform. I don't know if that's a good word for it, but I feel like I have to show up. Like I can't just go and decide to have a cup of coffee and a bit of cake and leave it for another hour. So there is that. But I find one thing that helps me, like I wish I would give myself the same amount of tending to at home when I start to picture. Like today I was kind of conscious of being present and, you know, rested and keen to not think about anything, all of that, knowing that I want to come fresh to this, and that's all I need to do, is to just stop any other stuff coming in and then just show up. And I think on the radio I was listening to a writer, he said something like, your body knows what to do if you let it. Something like that. So if you can just get all the other stuff out of the way. But what I find helps me myself during the day, I don't know if you've read a book by James Clear called Atomic Habits. He recommends stacking habits, you know, so in the morning I do a bit of moving, like a bit of yoga, a bit of meditation, just sitting, and then paint. So that's my routine, yoga, meditation, paint. If it's even only 5 minutes of painting, and often it is, at least I know that I'm prepared, kind of body and soul, for something to happen. So, but I find that it's not an easy thing, there's no switch, like, you can't just...
I'm aware that, you know, when you go to whatever you decide to do as an amateur, you get there and you only just get into the zone when it finishes.
When you go to a class or something?
Yes, or whatever you do, because you can't leave the baggage behind, and there's all these thoughts that keep popping in. So it's interesting to see what you do before you go. Yeah, and I'm glad that you brought that up there, because I've recognised the importance of that in my workshops as well. This is going to sound like a marketing thing now. But in the summer school I got my sister to come over to do Tai Chi with everyone in the morning before we started painting. And in the grounds of Cookenzie we did kind of grounding Tai Chi and just, you know, connecting with each other and leaving the cares of the world behind just for today. You can pick them up again if you want on the way out and all that. And just kind of settling and grounding before we started. Another friend bought her massage chair during the day. You could have a little massage for a tenner, like. So I hear what you're saying. It feels like there's a lot of, I think all we have to do really is diminish the stuff and then see what happens. Because my introduction to art was going on to funds with friends, and we did this weekend, and in the morning it was dreadful, then we went out and had lunch and all the French and came back, and in the afternoon the juice was amazing. Oh yeah. It was kind of like, you were aware impression of you going into the zone.
Yeah.
So-
And in the morning were you painting as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the
And
wind
sometimes it
does
happens
turn.
quickly. Oh yeah, the wine, yeah. Sometimes it happens quickly when you get the colour out. Like you can't be always fully primed for everything. I just kind of think sometimes I'm just going to drag my body to the best thing and do something. And those often end up, I know people say this too, and it's a bit of a cliche almost, but those can sometimes end up being the times when you can't drag yourself away from it then because you're so engrossed suddenly. But there's sometimes, it's just keeping the faith really. Just do it, show up. Get some of the colour out and do something without, and more because it feeds your, more because it's good medicine than that you want to make something important. In the artist way, Julia Cameron says, serious art is born from serious play. I think there's like a benefit to just having that kind of gung-ho, you know, little seasons of wildness in between, and then you can settle again in a, you know, more considered way maybe.
Do you need silence when you do? If you're quiet, or do you listen to music? Or?
Well, oftentimes I'm recording videos for on YouTube, and I do that as well, almost as a way of helping me to be present, because I feel like I'm always showing up for them there or something. Like there's this thing of, oh, here I am again in my pajamas doing something, and you know, even able to talk about it stops me from thinking about what I'm doing too much. You know, but sometimes silence is preferable. Sometimes listening to music, like having a bit of a boogie, shooting it off. And then, do you listen to music when you paint or no? Quiet. I really appreciate the quietness here when, you know, although I was saying chat away and everything, I love that you were helping me along by your focus. You know, there's a sense of some sort of thing going on there as well. So it's, yeah. So I'll take off I'll put away all the acrylic stuff and put out the oil and do something in the sun for maybe. So you can talk among yourselves and everything. Or me, whatever. No.
These are canvases that look
I bought some cards and then printed there's cards and prints in there. Yeah, you can just want to see the other stuff with the portraits and things. And the prints are in 20 each, I think. 2 for 30. That's what I wrote.
Yeah, and you want to give you space there. Just put them.
Yeah, I know.
Put them here. Or if you want to use even the piano.
It's fine. I'd say just pass them around a little bit if you want to. I don't. No, it's not you. No, you had said to do that, and it's very kind. Often I forget myself. So I just bring the box in. It's grand. And I think it says so. Yeah. The cards are £2 maybe.
You see, I instinctively
Wing walking.
because I've been to Nice and then be embarrassed. I think here.
Oh yeah, yes, that's right. Absolutely. So if you do it, that's how I can right? That's what I said to me.
See, I'm not going to work like that, you know. Always, okay. It is the detail, I mean, well, I get fed up, and I'm not good at perspective either, so things don't end up walking on together everywhere. That's
on Friday. Yeah, exactly. So I'm looking forward to that.